2018, the year of the dog, is here. In celebration of the new year, we predict Korean politics and diplomacy in 2018. Korea is aiming for a 3% growth this year again. Learn how the nation is preparing to achieve that milestone for a second consecutive year. What does Korean culture have in store for us in 2018? Let's find out using some key words. Take a look at how the Korean government will be working to address the North Korea nuclear issue to achieve peace on the Korean Peninsula in 2018. The overture, featuring the eradication of social evils, concludes. Now, it's time for the main act. South Korea is seeking change in politics and diplomacy for the year 2018. Let's take a look at some of the key tasks. President Moon Jae-in delivered his New Year's address on 2018. His central emphasis was people's lives. During his first year in office, President Moon placed his central focus on eradicating deep-rooted evils in society. This year, he revealed that he would concentrate more on stabilizing and improving the livelihoods of the public. To resolve the social and economic polarization in the country, the Moon administration vowed to create more jobs, find fundamental solutions to boost the birth rate and aging population as its top priorities. Also, the administration is set to prevent any further power abuse and social evils through institutionalized systems. The first task is the amendment of the Constitution, which will be the first revision in 30 years.
87년도의 민주화 과정에서 급하게 만들어졌기 때문에 절차적인 민주주의 중심으로 만들어졌습니다. 선거를 할 수 있고 국민이 직접 대통령을 뽑을 수 있는 이런 부분으로 중심으로 돼 있었고, 상당히 디테일한 부분에 있어서, 세부적인 부분에 있어서는 충돌되거나 아니면은 여러 가지 조금 해석의 여지들이 남은 부분들이 많이 있었습니다.
The need for a constitutional revision was first addressed with the object of reforming the imperial-style presidency. Some of the most discussed issues regarding the amendment are decentralization of power and the reform of the power structure. However, progress has been slow due to the fierce resistance from opposition parties. The provincial elections in June are sure to be a major political event in 2018.
지금 추진하고 있는 세금, 복지, 최저임금 여러 가지 부분들에 대한 국제관계까지 포함해서요. 이런 것들에 대한 중간평가가 될 수도 있는데, 지방선거의 결과가 그 향후의 어떤 정치적인 쟁점화라든지 국정의 어떤 운영에 있어서 굉장히 중요할 수 있다라고 보여집니다.
The country has a major international event coming up at the beginning of 2018. It's none other than the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, beginning on February 8th. The Olympics will be a big celebration for athletes from all across the globe, and also for the Moon administration to harvest the fruits of its multilateral diplomacy.
최소 한 15개 국가의 국가 정상급 참석이 예고되고 있고요. 개막식 혹은 폐막식에, 그리고 북한 문제의 돌파구를 평창 올림픽에 지금 정부가 맞추고 있기 때문에 크다란 어떤 전환점이 되지 않을까라는 생각을 해볼 수 있고요.
Japanese Prime Minister Abe also revealed that he was considering attending the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, suggesting the possible thawing of icy relations between Korea and Japan. However, hope faded after it was reported that the previous administration gave too much in the agreement regarding the wartime sexual enslavement of Korean women, something that was kept from the public to avoid backlash. President Moon has urged for revision of the deal, but Tokyo stated that any attempts to revise the agreement would be unacceptable.
일단 국가 간에 합의한 내용이기 때문에 이 부분에 대해서는 또 끝까지 문제 제기를 할 가능성이 높습니다. 일본 측에서도요. 위안부 문제에 대해서 이걸 쟁점화하고 국가 이익 차원에서 양 국가들이 막 고려를 하는 그런 부분이 있을 수는 있지만, 이거를 초월해서 한일 관계를 새롭게 대등하게 정립할 수 있는 논리라든지 그런 여지, 영역들을 이제 차근히 개발을 해야 된다라고 봅니다.
Balanced diplomacy has always been fundamental to President Moon. The first step was a great success, and the Moon administration will soon be facing a real test this year. In particular, the 2018 United States elections in November will be one of the biggest variables for Korea-US-China relations.
공화당 정부에서는 중간선거의 승리가 매우 중요한 의미를 가지지요. 그래서 뭐 무역 적자 해소라든지 이런 걸 위해서 국민들에게 표를 가져오기 위해서 한국에게 굉장히 뭐 쉽지 않은 그런 경제적인 이슈에서 요구를 할 수도 있고요. 북한 문제 해결 방안이라든지 이런 차원에 있어서 아주 중요한 그런 영향을 미칠 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
A fight for supremacy between the US and China is expected to intensify in 2018. All eyes are on President Moon's balanced diplomacy and what can be accomplished. The Moon Jae-in administration was launched with the hope of a better society for all. The public is putting their trust in the administration to realize that dream. Hopefully, it will be a good year for every single citizen. In the year 2018, the world's economy is expected to see significant growth along with economic recovery in advanced countries, development of rising nations, and improved terms for raw materials. Also, the International Monetary Fund raised its forecast for global economic growth to 3.7% in 2018 in November last year. What about South Korea? President Moon Jae-in chaired the inaugural meeting of the National Economic Advisory Council on the 27th last month. The government expects that Korea's per capita GDP will top $30,000 this year.
우리는 내년에도 3%대 성장을 이어가고 국민 소득 3만 달러를 달성할 것을 자신합니다. 하지만 더욱 중요한 것은 새 경제 정책이 가시적인 성과를 내서 국민 개개인의 삶이 나아진다는 걸 국민들이 체감할 수 있어야 합니다.
According to the IMF, there are only 27 countries that exceed a $30,000 GDP per capita out of 190 as of October 2016. Of the 27, only 6 countries have a population of over 50 million: the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy, and Japan. Despite Korea's inspiring economic growth, the public hasn't been able to feel the benefits in their daily lives.
우리나라의 GDP 규모에 비해서 GDP에서 소비가 차지하는 비중이 굉장히 적습니다. 그러니까 선진국의 경우에는 소비가 차지하는 비중이 약 70% 정도인데 우리나라는 50% 정도밖에 되지 않습니다. 그 얘기는 뭐냐면 계속 수출을 위해서 임금을 줄여나왔다는 얘기거든요. 그래서 좀 더 임금이 차지하는 비중, 내수가 차지하는 비중을 늘리는 게 올바른 방향이고 그러려면 소득주 성장은 굉장히 올바른 방향이다라고 보여지고요.
The government is determined to pursue job and income-led growth policies. One of the central goals of this year's economic policy is job creation. Through expanding recruitment on the public sector and the introduction of an employment guarantee service in small and medium enterprises, the government aims to create 32,000 jobs. Also, the minimum wage will increase by 16.6% per hour, the biggest jump since 2001, to reduce income inequality and improve the quality of jobs. Plus, the basic cost of living, housing costs in particular, is set to decrease.
10년 전보다 현재가 1인당 국민소득이 3배가 늘어났지만 젊은이들의 희망은 3분의 1 이하로 떨어졌거든요. 그래서 자산 불평등을 시정하는 정책은 정부가 용기를 내서 과감하게 시행할 필요가 있습니다. 그래서 어떻게 하면 소비 부담을 없애주느냐, 그리고 최대한 하층, 하위 7, 80%의 소득이 빨리 늘어나게 하느냐, 여기에 초점을 맞춰야 되겠고요.
As for the economic growth, the government has raised its growth forecast for 2018 to 3%, the same as last year's target. The International Monetary Fund, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and Goldman Sachs have also projected that Korea will see 3% growth in 2018. This positive forecast is derived from exports. It is likely to sustain that growth, fueled by the global economic recovery. According to the Korea Institute for Industrial Economics and Trade, Korea's export volume is expected to rise 5.3% in 2018 to $603.3 billion. The semiconductor industry is also projected to maintain its boom with over 20% growth rate, thanks to increasing demand for artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and cloud services. At the heart of Korea's economic growth this year is the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, of course. The Olympic Committee estimates that the Olympics will attract a total of 390,000 foreigners and 2.2 million domestic visitors to Pyeongchang. One domestic research institution estimates the economic impact of the sports event will top $63 billion over the next decade. Exports to China and tourism revenue are also expected to increase thanks to easing tensions over the deployment of THAAD. The increased number of Chinese tourists in Myeongdong, Seoul is the evidence.
上半年3月份是萨德的问题，可能对中韩交往有点影响。那现在文正寅总统那个访问了中国以后，慢慢在民间上应该可以已经有点松动了。
Since China lifted its travel ban to Korea, Myeongdong has become vibrant once again. The source of conflict remains, but export volumes to China is also expected to jump by 8%.
사드 문제 일단 봉합은 됐는데 그 세 가지를 약속했는데 첫째는 더 많은 사드는 배치하지 않는다. 두 번째는 사드는 아시아 미사일 방어망이 아니다. 그러니까 세 번째는 한미일 군사동맹에 들어가지 않는다. 첫 번째와 세 번째는 할 수 있어요, 우리 정부가. 그러나 두 번째는 이게 미국의 자산이기 때문에 우리 약속을 지킬 방법이 별로 없습니다. 그래서 만일 이 문제가 해결이 되지 않으면 중국이 다시 보복을 할 가능성이 있죠. 이 부분을 보완할 어떤 다른 것을 제안하고 북핵 문제를 빨리 평화 쪽으로 해결해 나가는 노력을 하는 쪽이 맞다고 생각합니다.
Korea has many issues to resolve in 2018, including THAAD, the North Korean nuclear crisis, and the renegotiation of Korea-US Free Trade Agreement. Yet, the government will still try its utmost to stabilize economic growth and improve the livelihoods of people. In 2017, society and culture revolved around politics. In the new year, however, the quality of life is likely to be the central theme. Let's take a look at some of the major keywords that will shape Korean social culture in 2018. There has been a major shift in career choices, starting with young people. One of the hottest keywords among youngsters is work-life balance.
삶을 즐기면서 사는 게 가장 중요하다고 생각하기 때문에 돈을 많이 버는 것보다는 저에게 즐기는 시간을 더 주는, 여유를 주는 그런 직업을 더 중요시하는 편입니다. 내 여가 시간을 좀 누릴 수 있는지가 가장 중요한 기준인 것 같고, 그 다음에 이제 여가 생활을 즐길 수 있을 만큼의 어느 정도의 여유로운 연봉도 생각을 하고 있는 것 같습니다.
Today, many believe that work-life balance is more important than a high salary.
우리나라 사람들이 그동안 직장에서 자신들의 자존감이라든가 또 일하는 보람 같은 것들을 찾지 못하고 굉장히 힘들어했다라는 거죠.
Salaries, welfare, and job security are no longer the highest priorities. Along with that, the flexible work environment, horizontal organizational structure, and benefits have become major criteria for choosing a good job. Where has this enthusiasm come from?
직장을 고르는 기준이 예전과 같이 연봉을 따져가면서 또는 조건 같은 것들만 따져가면서 이렇게 선택을 하는 게 아니라 이 직장이 얼마나 나에게 보람과 자존감을 세워줄 수 있는 직장이냐, 그다음에 워라밸이 얼마나 좋은 직장이냐라는 그런 기준을 가지고 접근을 한다는 거죠. 일과 어떤 휴식과의 어떤 균형 감각 같은 것들을 기르는 게 지금 시대에서는 굉장히 중요한 화두로 자리를 잡고 있다는 겁니다.
After a period of rapid compressed economic growth, Korea's working conditions have not evolved much. But now, there's been a gradual change in better labor conditions. As a result, more companies are expected to adopt flex time, allowing employees to work from home and alter their workday start and finish times. The next keyword is feminism. Feminism caused a sensation in the book industry last year with the book Kim Ji-young, born in 1982, at the center. Thanks to the enthusiastic support of female readers, the book became the second best-selling book in 2017. The book portrays all kinds of sexual discrimination Korean women face in everyday life, including marriage life, employment, career disruption, and the sole responsibility for childcare through sharp insights, drawing an enthusiastic response from male readers as well. There have also been many comics and TV shows highlighting feminism, and this trend is expected to spread in the year 2018. How did it take a central position in the mainstream culture industry?
이전 페미니즘은 주로 국가, 사회, 그리고 결혼과 육아, 그리고 직장 생활 이런 쪽에 좀 약간 큼지막한 범위에서의 여성 문제들이 많이 있었고요. 최근엔 좀 일상생활 쪽으로 많이 이제 확산됐다고 저는 생각이 듭니다. 예를 들면 올 한해 이제 가장 논란이 됐었던 이제 데이트 폭력 같은 경우도 이제 마찬가지였습니다. 그래서 연인 간에 있었던 그 동안에는 좀 간과해 왔던 그런 문제들을 또 이 작품으로 반영하기도 했었고요.
The last keyword is low fertility. Dropping fertility rates are considered a threat to the global economy. Korea has become an aging society with seniors on the verge of making up 14% of the population. Also, the birth rate has plunged to a record low in 2017 with only 360,000 newborns. On the 26th of December, President Moon chaired the first meeting of his Committee on Low Birth Rate and Aging Society.
지금까지 있어 왔던 그런 저출산 대책들은 실패했다, 충분하지 못했다, 그렇게 인정할 수밖에 없을 것 같습니다.
Unlike the previous administration, the Moon administration believes the population crisis can only be resolved by addressing the cause rather than merely encouraging women to have more children. The goal is to focus on improving women's quality of life and work-life balance.
자신의 삶을 가치를 지켜나가면서 결혼하고 아이 낳고 아이를 키울 수 있는 그런 사회 환경을 만들어내는 것, 이것이 근본적인 저출산 고령 사회의 대책이라고 생각합니다.
To that end, the government is set to create a roadmap to address the low birth rate trend. The roadmap will include no overtime, reduction of working hours without pay cuts, and new childcare services. Also, it will feature some measures to encourage men to take short-term paternity leave. Healthy people means a healthy society. Hopefully, a new sustainable plan will be created to address the current social problems in pursuit of a well-balanced life. Last year, North Korea launched numerous nuclear and missile tests with the goal of completing its nuclear program. What about 2018, which marks the 70th anniversary of the North Korean regime's establishment? Let's predict the regime's move in the new year as well as South Korea's policy toward the North for the year. On New Year's Day, Kim Jong-un delivered his New Year's address laying out the blueprint for his 7th year in power.
남조선에서는 겨울철 올림픽 경기대회가 열리는 것으로 하여 북과 남에 다 같이 의의 있는 해입니다. 대표단 파견을 포함하여 필요한 조치를 취할 용의가 있으며 이를 위해 북남 당국이 시급히 만날 수도 있을 것입니다.
It was the first time that Kim has ever expressed its willingness to take part in the upcoming Winter Games. He also struck a surprisingly conciliatory note on relations with South Korea, calling for joint efforts to ease military tensions.
각계각층 단체들과 개별적 인사들을 포함하여 그 누구에게도 대화와 접촉, 내왕의 길을 열어놓을 것입니다.
What made Kim acknowledge the need for improved inter-Korean relations? Last year, North Korea launched a total of 17 missile tests and its 6th and the most powerful nuclear test to date. Also, the leadership described itself as a responsible nuclear power after the first ever launch of its Hwasong-15, a two-stage liquid-fueled ICBM on November 29th.
ICBM급의 미사일을 계속 보여줘야 되는 이런 부담감으로부터 상당 부분 자유로워졌다라고 볼 수 있고요. 국면 전환을 모색하는 차원에서 대화를 제의하거나 접촉을 하면서 상당 부분 분위기를 관리 모드로 전환하는 행보로 갈 가능성이 상당히 높아 보입니다.
The UN Security Council had to impose 4 different rounds of sanctions on North Korea last year alone in response to the country's continuous missile and nuclear provocations. In order to overcome the situation, Pyongyang is likely to seek strategic dialogue to ease its current situation.
The UN Security Council made another resolution, toughen the sanctions. It will be another hard blow to North Korea. So if they have prolonged economic sanctions, I don't think North Korean economy can stand that.
However, the North said they need to mass-produce nuclear warheads and ballistic missiles and accelerate their deployment, which is a grave threat to the United States and the entire international community.
미국 번터 전역이 우리의 핵 타격 사정권 안에 있으며 핵 단추가 내 사무실 책상 위에 항상 놓여 있다는 것. 이는 결코 위협이 아닌 현실임을 똑바로 알아야 합니다.
One side wants denuclearization, while the other wants to be acknowledged as a nuclear power. Due to their conflicting demands, many speculate that talks will not take place in the near future.
North Korea's main strategic objective is to be acknowledged, whether officially or unofficially, as a nuclear state. So until North Korea achieves the objective, North Korea is not going to stop.
Then what direction will South Korea's North Korea policy take in 2018? President Moon has constantly tried to improve relations with the North and reopen dialogue through various means, most notably the Berlin Declaration last July. However, no major progress has been achieved till now due to Pyongyang's continuous provocations. As a breakthrough, President Moon revealed his Pyeongchang plan, which aims to open a path to peace on the Korean Peninsula using the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics as momentum. The president stressed that South Korea must be in the driver's seat when it comes to addressing the North Korean nuclear crisis and bringing about peace on the peninsula.
특히 중요한 것은 평화와 또 대화의 기회, 모멘텀이 온다면 언제든지 주도적으로 이 부분에 대해서 개입하고 당사자 역할을 하겠다라는 것이 아마 중요한 어떤 부분이라고 할 수 있겠습니다.
With a growing possibility of North Korea's participation, the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics in February can become a positive turning point in inter-Korean relations.
남북한이 이 평창 올림픽을 계기로 해서 대화나 평화로 분위기를 조성하는 데서 얼마나 서로 간에 적극적인 역할을 할 수 있느냐, 여기에 따라서 상반기의 분위기가 좌우될 수 있고요. 이 상반기의 분위기에 따라서 하반기의 대화의 연속성이 상당 부분 좌지우지될 수 있다라고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
The Moon administration is expected to finalize plans to peacefully address the North Korean nuclear crisis in the first half of the year. fear intensified around the globe in 2017 amid North Korea's nuclear threats. In 2018, the Moon administration looks to peacefully address the crisis and prove its competence in response to Kim Jong-un's willingness to foster an environment of peace on the Korean Peninsula.